This is what a sneaker collaboration would look like between Air Jordan and Yeezy, or at least that's what artificial intelligence thinks it would look like. I created this image and many more in a matter of seconds just using AI, and I'm going to show you today how you can do the very same. There now exists these AI bots which can generate pretty much any image you can think of in your mind. There's different bots to choose from, but the one that I've been using is called Midjourney. What it does is uses millions of reference images and chops and changes and combines them to create a picture that you want. It is shockingly simple to use and it generates some incredible images. So in today's video, I thought it would be fun to ask it to create loads of different weird sneaker collaborations. So let's see how it goes. First of all, I'll show you really quickly how to get into this if you're interested. This isn't an advertisement or a paid collaboration or anything. I just saw someone else's video where they were generating art and I thought it would be good to see if it could generate fashion as well. So first of all, head over to the link that I'll leave in the description, which is Midjourney's website. You're going to want to click sign in with Discord. Obviously, if you don't have a Discord account, just go ahead and make one. They're free, quick, and easy to make. And the reason you need a Discord account is because that's where you're going to be entering the information that you want to be generated, and that's where it's going to generate the images for you. I don't know how they've incorporated this into Discord. It's crazy, but that's how it is. So once you've made your Discord account, make sure you verify it through your email and then you're ready to log into Midjourney's website. So once you're into the website, to be honest, it's quite unintuitive because there's no obvious way to get to the Discord. But what you need to do is click on the question mark in the bottom left, and then you'll see here a link to the Midjourney Discord. So just click on that and it's going to give you an invite to join the Discord server. So accept that invite. Now for me, for some reason, it says wrong turn as if you've clicked an incorrect link, but it does still work. I just close that down, go back to the Midjourney website, and we're right back at the beginning here. So go down to your user icon, click on it, and then click on go to Discord. So it's going to give you this kind of scary message to authorize access to your username and email address and stuff. If you don't feel comfortable with this, just do what I did and just make a new email address. I've got a specific email address for things like this or for when I think something's going to send me a lot of spam. Okay, so once you're into Discord, it's going to look like a bit of a mess, especially if you haven't used it before. I don't really use it much, so I find it very difficult to navigate. But essentially, it's just a big chat room. You're going to see on the left-hand side, there's a bunch of different rooms. You're going to want to click on one of the newcomer rooms and you're basically opening up a big chat room and you're going to see loads of images being generated pretty much every second, and that's because there's thousands of people logged onto this server. You can actually pay a subscription so you get your own private page. I think it does it through the DM system. I will say as well, the free version only gets you a certain amount of images until it expires, and then it's going to ask you to pay. But an easy way around that is just to create another Discord account. But now we're in, this is basically where the fun begins. So navigate down to the chat bar at the bottom, and to start every image generation, you're going to want to type /imagine, and it's going to say prompt, and you can type in literally anything you can think of here. So for the first image I showed you, all I typed in was Yeezy and Air Jordan collaboration. But let's start looking at some really weird collabs. So for instance, how about some Converse Birkenstocks? So all I would type in is /imagine space man wearing Converse Birkenstock sneakers, and then you can do comma space and then start adding things that you want within the photo. For instance, if I want this image to look like a photo, I will type photo comma realistic if I want it to look as realistic as possible, and let's just see what that generates as a starter. By the way, apologies if you can hear my laptop hissing. It is struggling big time with screen recording and Discord at the same time. So you're going to know that it's your image because it will be highlighted in a sort of yellow color. But because there's so many people using this at the same time, your image is going to constantly be moved up and up the list. So it's a little bit difficult to navigate where your image is. But they are all saved to your account, so I'll show you how to get to them afterwards if you lose your image. But what you're going to see is the image is getting more and more detailed. You'll see the percentage is going up, and the closer to 100% it is, the more detailed it gets. Now once it's finished, it's actually gonna move within the list, so you might think you will have lost it, but if you scroll down a bit you'll see it's actually just reposted it at the time that it finished the render. And so if you open this up now, you can see 4 very weird images. And what it's done is reference millions of images that contain the words that we've put in. So it's looked at Converse, it's looked at Birkenstock, it's looked at photos, it's looked at realism. And sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it comes up with something completely random, like this man. I don't know who this man is, but this is a 100% original image that has just been generated. Like I said, it uses images for references, but then it creates something completely new. And so as a default, it will generate 4 images for you. And there are a few options underneath here. If you want to upscale one of these images, then you're going to want to click either U1, 2, 3 or 4, and the numbering is top left is 1, top right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4. So if we want to upscale number 3, for example, we would click U3 and it's going to generate another image further down in the chat. You'll also see V1, 2, 3 and 4. The numbering system is the same, but what this does is it gives you a variation of that image. So let's say number 3 again, we like the look of that one, but we want to see a few more variations. So click V3, you're going to see that the AI is going to generate more images that look like that one. You've also got this refresh button, which will just completely rerun the query that you've put in and give you 4 new results. So let's scroll down and see what clicking U3 and V3 did. And so here is our upscaled image, U3. Like I said, sometimes it goes a little bit crazy because it's referencing millions of images of existing Birkenstocks and Converse, and it's trying to create something new out of them. I'm kind of liking this one though. I can see where they're going with it. I think they've gone with a sort of mix of a Chuck Taylor and a Birkenstock Arizona, because you've got that Chuck Taylor rubber sole and then the leather Arizona straps. I like that the person they've generated has got cropped trousers on as well. That's exactly how I'd wear them. Let's scroll down a bit more and see what clicking V3 to get a variation of that image looked like. So this is going a little bit creepy now actually. I'm not sure what images it's referencing, but it's kind of deforming the guy's foot a little bit. I'd say the top and bottom left ones are the ones that actually resemble shoes. They definitely look a little otherworldly, don't they? Not my style, but this could be the shoe of the future. Okay, so let's try a different shoe. Something that I really like. Vans old schools, but also Balenciaga triple S. I'll put in sneakers as well, just so the AI knows. And as I said, you can add whatever you like to make this image into your own, and let's see what we get. And wow, look at these ones that it's generated for Vans and Balenciaga. I'm really liking the top right and bottom right ones, especially that bottom right one. So let's make an upscaled version of that 4th one and also some variations to see what it can generate. And that's kind of crazy when you upscale it, the details that it adds. I'm not sure what that little cryptic bit of writing is in the bottom left. It's obviously picked that up from a reference photo. This shoe is kind of nice. I would probably wear this. Looks like it's generated it with a bunch of different materials. We've got this sort of blue denim on the toe cap, and then it ombres into a darker denim. Got these green patches which possibly suede. It's got that Vans pattern running through the middle, but in a weird way. I'm really liking the color scheme, and I really like the shape of the shoe as well. Let's have a look at what variations it came up with. Wow, these variations are crazy nice. So you can see the bones of the original image are still there, but it's come up with subtle different changes in shape and color. It's basically come up with a range of shoes in a Vans and Balenciaga collaboration. I'm really liking that 4th one in the bottom right again. Let's upscale that. And so again, it's gone with a kind of crazy color scheme, but it sort of works, doesn't it? I think Balenciaga did have a few triple S sneakers which were in this sort of multi-colorway, and you can also see very definitely the Vans influence with that stripe through the middle, and then it's got that sort of chunky Balenciaga sole as well. But even though you can tell it's taken the inspiration from these two shoes, this is a completely new model that it's created. If you absolutely love that, you can upscale it even more. You can do upscale to the max, or there's this new one which is called beta upscale, which I think is even higher than the max. Let's try the beta upscale to see how detailed it becomes. And so there it is at a really high resolution. And you can see it does sort of change the look of it the higher in resolution you go. It looks way less bitty now. It looks like a much more cohesive image. It's actually starting to look really realistic. That is honestly a really nice shoe, which I would definitely wear. Okay, let's try one more, and I'm gonna do a really weird one. Let's start with a brand that everyone's been loving recently, New Balance. And let's see what they would look like if collaborated with Yeezy foam runners. A shoe that I don't really like, but let's see if it collaborated with New Balance, maybe I would. Now to me, this bottom right one definitely looks like that very first Yeezy that Kanye did with Nike. None of these are looking like foam runners. Maybe that was a little bit too specific for the AI. Maybe this top right one could be something interesting if we looked at some variations of it. And so here are the variations. They all kind of look like they're made of skin, which is gross. I can see what it's trying to do though. It's taking the foam runner sole for sure. You can see it's trying to do something with that New Balance N, but this definitely hasn't made me excited for a New Balance Yeezy foam runner collaboration. So those are some weird collaborations you can do with some very basic queries in this Midjourney bot. You can get way more detailed with this. There's actually a help section on here where you can start to mess with the aspect ratios. You can start to add things like tilt shift. You can do whatever colors you want. In fact, I'll do one more just to show you how weird you can get. Gandalf wearing Nike Dunk shoes in New York. Have a look at Gandalf's drip. So the bottom two, I'm gonna have to make some variations and upscale these. Yeah, Gandalf has some real style in this. He's got all the classic streetwear poses, I love it. He's got the head down, the hands sort of in pockets, super nice chunky sneakers. It must be fall because he's wearing the overcoat, but he's still got the crop trousers on to show off those craps. Okay, so to finish off, now that you've generated all those images, it's a pain in the ass to go back through chat and try to find them again. So the best thing to do is to go back to the very original website, which I will link in the description. So that's the midjourney.com/home. It'll probably ask you to sign in again, but then as soon as you do, you're gonna see that all the images that you have generated are right there. So there they all are, and you can also see what your original query was or prompt. So you'll see those ones we just did with Gandalf wearing Nike Dunk shoes in New York. You can also click on this community tab by here and you can look at all the images which have been generated by other users. So it's pretty crazy to see all of this original artwork being created second by second in such high detail. But hopefully you can agree it's really impressive. You can essentially create these entire fashion or sneaker lines with the click of a button. And so that's all I wanted to show today. I hope it was interesting for you. If any of you get on and start generating your own weird collaborations or fashion lines, please show them to me. I'd love to see them. I'm definitely going to be messing around with this a lot more. It's very addictive. Hopefully eventually there will just be like a fully free version which you can have maybe on your desktop so you don't have to bother with all the Discord nonsense. But anyway, thank you all for watching and I'll see you all next week.